Hey Ashelman friends, I'm glad you could join us here. I want to give a shout out to some of my first graders. Hi Jaren, I hope you're doing well. Hey Malachi, I hope you're keeping busy. I want to say hi to Jacob and Alaric and Zane and Bella and Sophia. I hope everybody's doing great. This morning I looked at my list that I had made when I went to bed last night. I made a list of things that I need to do today. And so it said that I need to wake up. And I did that, so I crossed it off my list. Next on my list was eat breakfast, and I've already done that, so I crossed it off. Then it says get dressed, and I already got dressed, so I got to cross that off. But next it says on my list, read to Eshelman friends. And I haven't crossed it off yet, so I better get reading. Today I want to read a book that is published by HarperCollins, and it's one of my favorites. It's called Frog and Toad Together. We've read some Frog and Toad books in first grade, but it never hurts to reread them. I'm going to read the first chapter today. This chapter is called The List. One morning, Toad sat in bed. I have many things to do, he said. I will write them all down on a list so that I can remember them. Toad wrote on a piece of paper, a list of things to do today. Then he wrote, wake up. I have done that, said Toad, and he crossed it out. There you can see where he crossed it off on his list. Then Toad wrote other things on the paper. Eat breakfast, get dressed, go to Frog's house, take a walk with Frog, eat lunch, play games with Frog, eat supper, and go to sleep. There, said Toad, now my day is all written down. He got out of bed and had something to eat. Then Toad crossed off, eat breakfast. Toad took out his clothes from the closet and put them on. Then he crossed off, get dressed. Toad put the list back in his pocket. He opened the door and walked out into the morning. Soon Toad was at Frog's door. He took the list from his pocket and crossed off, go to Frog's house. Toad knocked at the door. Hello, said Frog. Look at my list of things to do, said Toad. Oh, said Frog, that is very nice. Toad said, my list tells me that we will go for a walk. All right, said Frog, I'm ready. Aren't they just the best friends? That's why I love them so much. Frog and Toad went on a long walk. Then Toad took the list from his pocket again, and he crossed out, take walk with Frog. Just then there was a strong wind. It blew the list out of Toad's hand. The list blew high up into the air. Help, cried Toad. My list is blowing away. What will I do without my list? Hurry, said Frog. We will run and catch it. No, shouted Toad. I can't do that. Why not? Asked Frog. Because, wailed Toad. Running after my list is not one of the things on my list. Frog ran after the list. He ran over hills and swamps, but the list blew on and on. At last, Frog came back to Toad. I am sorry, gasped Frog, but I could not catch your list. Blah, said Toad. I cannot remember any of the things that were on my list of things to do. I will just have to sit here and do nothing, said Toad. Toad sat and did nothing, and Frog sat with him. After a long time, Frog said, Toad, it's getting dark. We should be going to sleep now. Go to sleep, shouted Toad. That was the last thing on my list. Toad wrote on the ground with a stick, go to sleep. Then he crossed out, go to sleep. There, said Toad. Now my day is all crossed out. I'm glad, said Frog. Then Frog and Toad went right to sleep. Boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed the first chapter of our story. If you have this book at home, feel free to grab it so that you can follow along tomorrow with chapter 2. And tomorrow, I'm going to try to have a mystery reader join us for our second chapter. I hope everybody's doing well. Tune in tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye.